Hello and welcome to today's episode. It's Smaugonite here, and today I'm going to be talking about the game that happened 2 weeks ago today, in fact, between Minion and I, and it was my first attempt at dipping my toe into the water of playing against his Mechanicus force, because we've always said that Eldar in 7th edition were broken, but so were Mech as well. And he thinks that Mech could actually beat the Eldar. So I put it to the test as a test, if that makes sense. So it wasn't my proper favourite list. It was something with a lot of variety, on purpose, because I didn't want my favourite list to do badly. So I sort of was testing his testing, if that makes sense. We had a lot of fun. We had breakfast. We had 2 full Englishes with an extra black pudding. We then went back into the gaming hall and we had the Eldar versus Mech game, and some photographs are on the screen. I'm going to flick through some of them for everyone, and we played an Eternal War mission, so that meant that drawing a card, was it always having 3 cards active? I can't remember which mission exactly, but it was making sure that basically you draw a card and you do that mission for that turn. That was the way of it, and it was kind of steady. We managed to sort of trade some blows here and there. I think I got first blood, and then it was, just the Wind Riders being Wind Riders, just surprising me with being able to actually take out some hull points out of the Onagers. We also got rid of some Skitarii with them. And then at the very, I think it was turn 2, something very important landed. And it was the first time that I've used this model. It was the Vampire Hunter. So I took a Vampire Hunter and I put 10 Wraithguard inside it. Now the Wraithguard are the ones with the... they can have the Flamer variant or the Wraith Cannon variant of the D weapon. Now the template version, they -1 from the roll, so if you get 6 it's counted as a 5, which is okay. It's still really good because you're obviously getting a template, so you trade in the amount of hits for the ability to roll lots of times on the D table, but you sacrifice a -1 to that. However, I've armed them with the normal D weapon, so you can still roll and get a 6, and they were just inside that, ready to drop out whenever called upon. They didn't actually get called upon until quite late. I actually kept them in the Vampire Hunter because the Vampire Hunter came on and there was a blob of originally his Warlord, so Belisarius Call and some Cataphren Destroyers, and it basically came on and went, yeah, no. And just, that was the spot. So in fact, you can see it now on the screen. I zoom in quite comically into where the models were before they were removed from play. So there was that. We then also had sort of a final couple of turns where we were both drawing, and I drew some very good cards. I was very pleased with myself, and he drew some cards that were not good for him, and it meant that I managed to pip him at the very last minute. But it was one of the most fun games that we've had ever, really. We had a lot of fun. So that's the main thing. That is always the main thing. These games are here to have fun, and, it's a hobby at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's going to be another one to have a mashup of. We've got a game, as I mentioned yesterday, we've got a game in August that I need to prepare a list for. Not decided what list to play yet, but we're on a Zone Mortalis style board, or a Necromunda style board, so it's going to be something a little bit smaller. I did think about Imperial Knights, but perhaps not. I'd like to take the Knights, but I don't know if that's too overpowered on such a small map. So your thoughts and ideas would be appreciated. Over the next couple of episodes, I'll talk about the gaming board and sort of do a tactical review of it before the game to see if there's anything that I can sort of glean from that before we get started on our game in August. So yes, that's pretty much everything for today. A nice easy episode. A lot of fun was had. I think I won. but it doesn't matter. You know, the Eldar, I just enjoy playing with them, and I'm proud of how they look. I know they're quite simplistic in their painting, but it's been an army that I've had since, you know, almost the day the Wind Riders. In fact, the day the Wind Riders came out, I was already doing them, so I've had them longer than that, and they never were fully painted until sort of 3 years ago, so I'm really happy. But yes, so that's pretty much everything for today. So yes, thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, but I can't force you because you are a human with free will. So until next time, keep those brushes moving, your armies ready, and your imagination soaring. See you tomorrow.